Hey guys, this is Simply Allison, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to use my new watercolor Procreate brushes. These brushes are available on Etsy, and there are 16 brushes available along with a watercolor textured canvas and a PDF tutorial so you can read the steps if you wanted to. I know some people learn better by seeing something done instead of just reading it, so stay tuned for some watercolor lettering. So you're going to want to make sure that you've downloaded all of the brushes plus the canvas that comes with the kit. This canvas, I would duplicate this each time you want to letter something new. That way you don't have to re-download the canvas every single time. So I always keep like an original, my real originals over here. But yours will probably show up right here. And to duplicate it, you're going to swipe left and click duplicate. And it's going to duplicate the whole canvas. And then I would leave an original right here and duplicate that each time you want to letter something or draw something new. And we'll go into this duplicated canvas right here. And your brushes are going to show up under imported brushes. Mine right now are already imported. I already have them on here. And what I did is I created a new brush set, which is right here. You just swipe all the way up and it'll show you new brush set. And you're gonna click new brush set, and it's gonna show a brush set that says Untitled set. And you can click it and rename it. And I just renamed mine SA Watercolor. And I'm going to put all the brushes into one set so that I can easily get to them. Mine are right here. Your imported brushes will be under imported. But the way to import more than one brush is you swipe right on each brush that you want to move. So you do this and just swipe right on every brush that's included. And then you're gonna hold your finger down and you're gonna move it to the new set. Hold it there for a second till it flashes and then drop them in. And there you go, you got your brushes all in one set. That way you can easily get to them. Okay, so let's take a look at the layers that are included in the canvas that you've downloaded and duplicated. To get to the layers, you're going to click these two boxes right here. They look like two little boxes like on top of each other. You're going to click that. And first you're going to see this grouped layer right here. It's called Watercolor Texture. And in that is different watercolor papers, and they're set to different blend modes. So these are the blend modes over here. One's at multiply, one's color burn, and that's gonna give the lettering a little more like texture. It's gonna make it look more authentic. You also have the watercolor texture 1 and texture 2, and that just adds a little more texture if you want it. I usually have it off, but I'll play with it at the end and kind of show you the difference of how it looks with it and without it. So let's minimize this grouped layer. To do that, you just press this little arrow right here to open it right there, and that's a grouped layer. We won't really mess with that during this tutorial except to turn on the texture and turn off the texture. The next layer is the letter/draw here. This is obviously where you're going to letter, and then we have a grid guide. You can turn this grid guide off by just clicking this little check mark on the side here to hide the layer. I usually keep it on because I'm horrible at writing straight. So at the end we will turn it off, but for right now I'm gonna keep it on. I need it on. Alright, so let's take a look at the different brushes. I have 3 different like lettering brushes, watercolor lettering brushes. The first one is this like faded watercolor. Okay, so definitely make sure you're under letter/draw here, because that's where we want to start. And then there we go, that's a little better. And this is just going to be like a more faded. The thin strokes are going to be more faded. The thicker strokes are going to be a little darker. So yeah, that one's kind of fun. Just play around with this one. And then we also have the Wagner Watercolor. This one is really dark. It's not very faded at all. And that's what this one looks like. Don't mind my lettering, I'm just trying to hurry. And then I have the Watercolor Letter 1. This is the one that this is my go-to. This is the one I usually always use. And it looks like this. The cool thing about this brush is if you go a little slower, it'll not be as dark. If you just write normal, it'll be a little darker, but it's a pretty cool watercolor brush. Let's go slow on this O just to show you. So yeah, that's what that one looks like. So the first thing we're going to do is pick a word. Any word, I'm gonna letter my word of the year, which is courage. You can letter the same word, or maybe letter your word of the year. It doesn't matter what color you use, because we are going to be changing the entire like color and look of the whole thing. So you want to go into your layers and make sure you are on the letter/draw here. You want to make sure you're on that layer. And I'm going to choose black. You can, like I said, do whatever color, and then my brush is going to be the Watercolor Letter 1, because that's my go-to. So, I'm just going to letter, like I said, courage. And I kind of want it a little thicker, so I have room to play with the color. Let's see how many times this takes me to get. Good enough. And if you want to move it over, because I kind of like mine centered, you can move it by pressing this little arrow right here. Click that and it will select the whatever is in your layer. And I'm just going to move it over a little bit. If you want to make it bigger, you can make it bigger by just clicking this little blue dot, making it bigger. I'm just going to keep it like that. And then make sure you unselect it by clicking that blue arrow again. All right. Hey guys, thanks for watching part 1 of the watercolor tutorial. Go ahead and go to part 2 with the link in my description.